this morning. The 5 people who allegedly helped Thabo Bester break out of prison are making their final pleas for bail. In fact, closing arguments will be heard in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court. Sinohe Matsuara, Tebohori Polo, Butima Sukela, Tieho Makhotsa and Natasha Janssen want to be set free. Senior reporter Silindelo Masikane is keeping a close eye on proceedings and joins us now. Silindelo, what is the latest that you can share with us at this moment?
Well, in essence, we find ourselves outside the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court, where any moment from now we're going to see the resumption of the bail application proceedings for the 5 co-accused that you've just mentioned. This is in essence their final opportunity for their legal representatives to show the magistrates in their closing arguments why their clients should be released on bail. Now, you would remember that the murder charge against some of the accused has been dropped, meaning they all face Schedule 1 offences, and so it was up to the state to show the court why the interests of justice do not permit their release. I'm going to ask my colleague Joe Komani to just pan to his right. You would remember when I mentioned that the murder charge was dropped against the accused. That murder charge was in essence with regards to the body that was found inside Thabo Bester's cell, which we now know of course was used as a decoy, and of course a few weeks ago at the end of April we found out that that body belonged to Katlego Bereng. Now, who you see in front of you right now is Katlego's mother, who has been very, very traumatized by the entire process. This is in essence the first time she has actually come to the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court. And what has been quite interesting in terms of the arguments brought by the lawyers of the accused is that there is not much outrage. There is not much activity outside the court to say that the accused could perhaps have their lives in danger, or that the community here in Bloemfontein has not been angered by what has transpired, or what the accused are being or what the accused have been implicated in. However, for this family, their son, their relative, went missing for over a year. The last time they saw him alive was in March 2022, and they searched high and low for Katlego, who at the time they understood, of course, had been around Bloemfontein but had seemingly just gone missing. They filed a missing persons report and subsequently searched mortuaries in and around the Free State to no avail. A year later, more than a year later, DNA tests were then done on Katlego's mother, and that confirmed that the body that was planted and set alight in Bester's cell belonged to Katlego. And so for this family, justice is what they want to, of course, see transpiring, but they also have called that, they've also asked rather, that the accused in this matter do not receive bail. They still have many unanswered questions as to how or what happened to Katlego. All we know so far from some of the testimony of the investigating officer is that Katlego allegedly collapsed at a taxi rank, and subsequently an ambulance was called. He was taken to a government hospital where it was said that his sugar levels were low, which may have been the cause for him collapsing. Subsequent to that, it's alleged that Dr. Nandipa, with a said Zandar Moyo, claimed Katlego's body and then had a fake funeral, which was then the opportunity for accused number 1, Sinuhe Matsuara, to then get possession of this body and take it into the Mangaung Correctional Center. Those are the allegations, of course, or the evidence that the state has gathered so far with regards to Katlego Bereng's body. But that murder charge being dropped, obviously coming as a huge surprise to the family, but they have said that they have not given up, and they do hope that the processes that are going to unfold here in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court will give the family some closure as to what happened to their son. But for now, we are expecting the closing arguments today, with the likelihood, of course, of judgment being reserved and perhaps being delivered later this week.
And Slee, we know that accused number one, Sinohe Matswara, was actually the mastermind that brought Katlego Bering's body into the prison. But through his lawyers, he's claiming that he's a breadwinner and, he's got movable property of about 60,000 rand. So as a result, he's pleading not guilty and is arguing improbable to stand trial. I mean, what else can you share on that detail?
So in essence, with the bail applications, we did see the accused submitting affidavits to the court detailing their personal circumstances and why they should be released on bail. Many of them, or should I say majority of them, don't have previous convictions. This is the first time they are before the courts. But one in particular, that is Tebogo Polo, he is the CCTV technician. He does have a previous conviction of stock theft where he received a 5-year suspended sentence, but speaking to legal experts, even with that previous conviction, it is a Schedule 1 offence, and it really is up to the lawyers to convince the court that their clients should be released on bail. So far, they have shown the court that they aren't flight risk, saying that they have since the news broke been quite cooperative with police. And what you see then in front of you now is Katlego Bering's mom making her way inside court, where we are expecting the closing arguments to begin any moment from now.
Silindelo Masikane, thank you so much for your time. We will come back to you later. She is live to us from Bloemfontein. That's our senior reporter.